Hey everyone, if you're familiar with the channel, this video is going to be a little bit different than my normal Pack With Me videos that you watch each week. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name's Alex with Out in the Lights. And on this channel, we usually do packing videos. But today we're going to talk about the YouTube journey that I've been on for this past year. You know, kind of everything that goes into making these videos, why I started making these videos in the first place. And then we'll go through kind of a question and answer session because I have some really good questions that I got from you guys online. Just kind of talk about all of that today. But thanks for being here with me today, and I hope you enjoy the video. So before we begin this video, I do want to thank a couple people. First of all, I need to thank my film crew, who is responsible for filming the first part of all of my videos, and that is my wife, who is behind the camera, and my 3-month-old daughter, who is the greatest production assistant in the world. Usually she is strapped in a carrier to my wife as we're walking around, kind of doing those outdoor shots each week. I also want to thank Neil Spencer, who's a great artist based in New York City, a friend of mine. He created the Out in the Lights logo. Love this logo. He did such a good job recreating that Out in the Lights Pennsylvania Dutch logo. Such a cool recreation. I love that it's part of my channel. Out in the Lights is a Pennsylvania Dutch term. I grew up in Pennsylvania, so that's kind of where the term came from, or the name for the channel came from. I always just really liked the way that it sounded. I really like the way the logo looks on it. So I started making videos on November 3rd, 2023, and this video is being posted almost 1 year exactly after that. So it is my 1 year YouTube anniversary right now. And I started this channel because I work freelance, my background's in marketing, but at the time, I just wasn't feeling creative, like I had a creative output. I was working a lot of events. I do a lot of event work. I've done a lot of trade shows in my day as a marketing guy. But yeah, I wasn't feeling that creative spark, so I knew I needed to do something to make sure that that stayed in my life. So on November 3rd, I posted a video just with me going throughout Chicago. The beginning of the video, I talk about some records, then I go to the Field Museum, and then I take a walk by the lake. It's a super simple video. It's pretty much all it's silent on my end. It's just with some music in the background. And I was proud of it. I was pretty proud of the video. You know, looking back on it now, it's not really the same level that my newer videos are, but at the time I was pretty proud of it. So I started posting these, every week, or as much as I could at the time. I wasn't really on a schedule back then with posting, and I wasn't really getting any traction. People really weren't watching them. It was more for myself, for my friends and my family. And it wasn't until 2 months after that, I posted a video about the Air duffel pack, which is a backpack I love. I was about to go on another trip, and I thought, why don't I show people how I pack? This could be something different than my typical travel video. I'll try and do a voiceover. I didn't even do a voiceover for that one, I don't think. That one might have even been silent. I'll have to take a look back and check. But yeah, that video was just really trying to show off something different than just the typical kind of B-roll travel videos that I was doing before. And with that, I found a lot of success. And that's kind of when it clicked for me what YouTube was actually about. Because before that, I was trying to make YouTube videos more about myself, whereas YouTube videos really need to have a purpose and really need to have a reason for the audience to want to click on them. I mean, I wouldn't click on a video if it was just B-roll footage of someone walking around Chicago. But if I am getting some tips on packing, if I'm checking out new gear and new bags each week, that's something that I would click on. So from that point, things changed a lot. And I started posting videos about everyday carry gear that I like. I'm more on the end of, I like video games, I like notebooks, playing cards. I like those kind of everyday carry items. Like, you'll never find me talking about pocket knives on my channel. And it's nice because with those videos, I got to bring in some of my own interests, like those video games, or with my packing videos, I get to bring in a little bit of fashion with that. I get to bring in a little talk of some of my favorite bands if I'm sharing a band t-shirt that I'm packing. So, you know, it just became really passionate. I love making these videos week in and week out. We go out on Sunday afternoons and shoot these. I usually test the product for a week or two beforehand. But my wife and my daughter and I will go out on a Sunday, we'll film this. I'll edit kind of throughout the week periodically until I feel like it's good. And then we post on Fridays at 6 a.m. Central Time. And it kind of seems to be a good flow and a good rhythm at the moment. So I'm really excited about it. It's been so much fun doing this over the past year. And I can't believe that I'm up to 2,300 followers. Like, that was never the goal in mind. My goal was just by the end of the year, hopefully reach 1,000, hopefully become monetized, which is important because you do like to have something coming back to you. You're putting so much time and effort into these videos each week. It's very minimal what does come back to me at this level. But you know, hopefully someday in the future, 5 years from now, when I'm doing one of these videos, I'm talking about maybe, you know, doing this full time. So, you know, we'll see. But, you know, with my channel, when I did start this and did start, you know, figuring out what I was going to do with it, there's a ton of packing channels out there. There's a lot of packing channels out there. And there's a lot of them who do just like we're doing right now. They'll talk directly to you. There's a table in front of them, a nice backdrop behind them, and they're going to explain to you what the bag is. They're going to show you the details of the bag, and it's kind of just them talking directly to you. That's great. There are a lot of videos out there that are much better than anything that I could do with that. Go watch Danny Packs, go watch Chase Reeves, go watch Nomad Nation. Those are all great people who do that tabletop reviewing. When I was starting my channel, I thought I had to do something different than this, which is why I usually break my videos up into 3 parts. So the first part of the video is going to be some kind of outdoor setting like this, which I really like, kind of sets the scene. It shows you a different part of Chicago. The next part of the video is kind of, I invite you into the home, I show off the bag, and show you all of the details of the bag, the materials used, the dimensions of the bag, kind of get more into the nitty-gritty there. And then at the end of the video, I like to do a pack with me, just so you can see what would fit in the bag and, you know, kind of imagine as I'm packing what I pack, what you would do if you're going on a trip or if you're carrying this every day, you know, going to work, going to the gym, yeah, that kind of thing. So with those 3 different sections, kind of just created my own type of video. A little different, like I said, than the tabletop videos, and you know, hopefully it's differentiated myself enough where my videos are also worth watching, even if you are watching Chase Reeves do a review of the same bag that I might be going over to. Oh, finally stopped raining. It has been not the nicest day here, but that's okay. Finally have a little bit of sun coming out. Also, I'm filming this video with the Hollyland Lark 2 microphone, which is my first time using a wireless microphone, but I'm really enjoying it. And maybe I'll add some of this into some of my future videos as well. But yeah, right now I just wanted to jump into kind of the question and answer section of this. And I got a really good question online about, you know, how I came up with the topic for this channel, which is packing and everyday carry items. And to be honest, I've kind of just always been really interested in, you know, well-designed, small functional items, be it video games or, you know, everyday carry items that are tiny that you can just bring along with you, which has always kind of been something I liked. I don't know. I love the design aspect of it. I love the functionality of it. I love that you can put something in a smaller package that can do something just as well as something larger. So for me, I always just kind of found that fascinating. And then to go along with packing, the same thing. I've never once, you know, checked a bag before. I've always just traveled this way since I was young. I didn't own a roller bag, you know, up until I had a sponsor nice enough to send me one, which was Air. And actually, yeah, but thanks to all the sponsors that have really made this year great. Air has been fantastic, Able Carry, Pioneer Carry, There's just so many great companies that I've had the chance to work with this year. So thank you to all of you too, for wanting to work with me and for sending me your products to test out, because it's been really fun being able to do that as well. But yeah, back to the topic, you know, really it's just always been kind of a thing I've been passionate about. Just to be able to put everything in this, like, you know, I go to work every day. I travel quite a bit, which is really fun. Not so much more with a 3-month-old at the moment, but I did travel quite a bit before. And yeah, I always just try to do that in the most efficient way possible. And I thought that I had some good tips that I'd be able to share with some people. And in being able to do that, you know, like I said before with the YouTube channel, not only do you have to talk about things that you're passionate about, but you also have to find a way to help people. Because people who are clicking on these videos do want tips. They do want to know how they can do things better too. There has to be a use for the video. The videos have to be useful or else people aren't going to watch them. So yeah, this seemed like the thing I knew the most about, the thing I was most passionate about, that I could make some cool videos on. That's kind of how we ended up at this topic for the channel. It's really funny being out here shooting these videos like this today. I'm so used to just shooting B-roll and then doing a voiceover later on. I feel like the Iron Snail out here today or something. If you don't know the channel, check it out. It's awesome, by the way. But yeah, let's just keep going with some questions. The next one is, how did I arrive at my minimalist lifestyle? Which is kind of funny because while I definitely pack minimally, I'm very maximalist in a lot of areas too. I do have a large record collection, so I have 12 to 1300 records. Take up way too much space at home. I also have hundreds of t-shirts, lots of old band tees, as well as just t-shirts from over the years that I need to get rid of some of those for sure. But when it comes to packing minimally, that's the only way to do it in my opinion. I've never checked a bag in my life. I've just always found that it just makes the trip so much better when you just have everything kind of in one bag, ready to go, throw it on your back. It just makes life so much more simple. And that's what you need when you're traveling, because if it's at the airport, if it's while you're traveling by train, you know, on the plane, there's just so many different ways that it makes life so much easier. It also makes life easier on an everyday level. If you're doing everyday carry and you have a great backpack that has a lot of different functionality, a lot of different spots for just what you need, you know, why pack anything else? That's kind of my philosophy, is that always just bring along what you need. And it's gonna be different for everyone. What I need is way different from someone else who may be watching this video. But what's important is just to not overdo it, just to make sure you're keeping what you need for what you're bringing, or for your trip. You know, that's basically how I like to think of it when I'm thinking of minimalist packing. All right, so we have a couple more questions here. This one being, what is my favorite video? And this is a really interesting question because I feel like in a way all of them are my favorite videos, but also that whatever my most recent video is going to be my favorite. I just feel like with each video I'm editing better, I'm filming better. Every one I try and make just a little bit better than the last. So, you know, kind of with that means that's gonna be my favorite one. So as you can see behind me, it started downpouring just a couple minutes ago while I was filming that last question. So we're gonna head home now. We're gonna finish up with one more question in this video and then just kind of wrap things up for this week. So the last question I have for this video is, how do I shoot my overhead pack with me's? And it's going to be not quite the most glamorous process, but what I usually do is I'll grab this little Moft magnetic tripod that I put on my phone usually if I want to shoot something with my phone. But what I do here is I tape this all together. I throw some tape on the back here. Then I'm gonna get up here. What I do is I stick it right up here to the top, and then I shoot it all with my phone. I'll put my phone right on that magnet and then shoot downwards, and then, you know, go through the edit after that. So lastly, I just want to say thank you to everyone who watches each week, because honestly, this channel is not possible without all of you. So seriously, thank you so much for the support. I'm also excited to announce that I'm going to be on my first podcast as a guest on the Bo is Mono podcast. So we're going to be shooting that on November 11th. So look out for that. Probably a couple weeks after that on his channel. If you don't know him, he's, been one of the premier packing and everyday carry reviewers for many, many years. His stuff's awesome. So definitely check it out if you haven't. But yeah, thanks so much for watching this video, and we'll see you in the next one.